Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing something a little bit different. Today I'm reviewing an older figure, which is the Blackest Night Black Lantern Nekron, which came out back in 2010, which is 11 years from the recording of this video. So here he is, still sealed in packaging. I recently purchased him like this. And something to note, something to look out for, he does have chains, real metal chains, so it does rust, and all of the Necrons that I've found, which is not very much because it is an older figure, does have this problem with where the chains are rusting and on the figure and all those things. So I'll try to clean it. I'll see what I can do about cleaning the rust of the chains and the figure. You can see the rust on the figure already. But you'll be hard pressed to find a sealed Necron without the rust issue. Unless I'm wrong. So here he is, the Blackest Night Series 5 collector action figure. Here he is in packaging. You have your typical Blackest Night packaging. On the other side, you can see the figure very well from the front as well. Very nice. Other than the rust, of course. You have the back, you have your other figures from the wave. Black Lantern, Deadman, Batman, and Hawkman. I don't have any other from this wave, but I love the Blackest Night. They are glorified statues, just to give you a heads up. And their joints are very brittle. So here's fingers crossed that the joints of mine are okay. But otherwise, they are glorified statues. But let's get us open and see how cool he is. If I can clean all that rust. But yeah, I'm pretty excited for this figure. I love myself a Green Lantern. Enough of that. Let's get him open. I'm too excited. Nekron. And here we have Nekron out of his packaging and looking really cool. Now he is a DC Direct figure, so he is very much an articulated statue. But I did mention while he was in packaging that the chains were very much rusted. And you can see, I'll post photos here as I'm talking about it. You can see that it is very much rusted over. What I did is I left it in alcohol overnight, basically for 24 hours, and it took off a lot of the rust. You could still see it's still there a little bit, but I decided not to make it shiny clean because it still fits his look. Nekron, embodiment of death, would have rust on him. He comes with the DC Direct Black Lantern logo stand, which is really cool. And he comes with, I think, the coolest scythe accessory that I've seen on an action figure, which is basically a scythe spray painted a little bit of black on top and the Black Lantern on the scythe. I really love the scythe. If I'm not mistaken, the DC collectibles, Collect and Connect Nekron, although bigger, did not come with the scythe. This is one of my favorite scythes ever. And he holds it loosely. He doesn't have a tight grip on it, which is okay with me. You can see, you can just rest it on the ground and he will hold it. Like so. Now taking a look at the details, one thing that DC Direct has never skimped out on are the details. He looks hella fresh. I guess maybe fresh is not the right word for it, but you can see the Black Lantern logo on his forehead going all the way up to the back of his head right there. You can see how I look in the morning as I wake up, or how I feel like I look in the morning as I wake up. His blackened heart, I think it's supposed to be black, but because of the rust, has turned a little bit brown, which is okay for me because, the ichor plus a little bit of blood gives it a really cool look. You can see his chains over here, or his collar piece. And I think this rust is on purpose. I don't think that's actually like actual rust. You can see the clamp. His spine over there. He has a Dementor-like hood, which you can't put up, but it's a really nice touch. I love this figure so much. See Black Lantern. He doesn't have a ring because he's the embodiment of death. He doesn't need a ring. You have one chain that connects to his hand manacles, shackles, which is just loosely on it. Another Black Lantern logo, if he hasn't had enough, which is painted all the way around to the back. Very nice. Bottom of his legs, not much going on, but you have that going. Now, it is a DC Direct, like I said. It doesn't have very much articulation, and when it did try to move it the first time, I was so scared that the pegs will break, because that's what they tend to do. But his head, for you guys, I will move it. Goes up to there, down, not too much, left, right, and can go all the way around. His arms, oof. Nope. Does it go up? I don't know. I think that's as far as it moves. Forward, around there. Then it gets a bit tight. Around back, but I think theoretically it can move all the way around. Same with this arm. Goes up. The chain doesn't hinder it. It's long enough that it doesn't hinder it. Bicep is where it usually breaks, so I'm glad it didn't break then. Super careful with that. My Atrocitus broke on the bicep the moment it came out of the box. You have wrist swivel right over here. And you also have that over here underneath the manacles or the shackles. No waist rotation or waist articulation whatsoever. Nothing there. He can kick out around that far because of the cloak. He got around that far back. See all the tattered cloak right there. He has knees that go about that far. You have some hip rotation that's frozen for me, so I don't really want to. Nothing on the boots and nothing on the feet. Although it looks like there should be boot rotation. It does have boot rotation. But again, it's gummy and it's frozen and it's not gonna go anywhere. But that would help actually with standing if he can move the boots. But yeah, he doesn't stand very well until now on camera. You really have to sort of like lean him back a little bit because his legs, because of the way his feet is molded, it's sort of like bent up a little bit. So you do have to push his torso back. No shame in using the stand. The stand looks really cool. But otherwise, I really love this figure. Nekron. Such a cool figure. Now, let's get the size comparisons out of the way. He stands at, from the base, it looks like around 6.5 inches. With the base, almost 7. The scythe, at the top of it, goes up to 8, a little bit over 8 inches. So that's a really tall scythe. Next to a figure of not really the same line, we have the 2 Hal Jordans. This is from the DC Collectibles. After DC Direct, they became DC Collectibles. This is from the same line, same mold, but this is the unexclusive, the White Lantern Hal Jordan. And actually, just so that it's a fair comparison, let's bring in figure stands for the 2 of them. So you can see how Nekron stands beside that. And I don't have all of the Lantern Corps out right now because they're all in storage, but I'll bring them out for a photo, which I'll post here. Here is Nekron with all the leaders of the Lantern Corps. That's Atrocitus for the red lanterns, Larfleeze for orange, Sinestro for yellow, Hal Jordan for green, Saint Walker, Indigo 1, and Carol Ferris Star Sapphire for blue, indigo, and the Violet Lantern Corps. And that's the photo right there. Okay, I'm filming this after I shot the Nekron, my initial review, because I forgot. But here is my standard comparison of McFarlane Toys, Green Lantern. You can see he stands taller than Nekron, and Marvel Legends, who stands a bit shorter. So he doesn't really fit in with the McFarlane line because Nekron's supposed to be huge, but there you go. But otherwise, what do I think of this figure? Yes, it's a glorified statue, but it looks really cool. I love the Green Lanterns. The Green Lanterns got me back into DC. Blackest Night was a comic that got me back into it. and I just love having Nekron on my display. Finally. It's hard to get it now in the year 2021 because they're no longer in production, I believe. So good luck finding it, and if you are a Lantern fan, I wish you luck finding this figure. Now, let me know in the comments below what you think of this figure. If you are gonna look for it, if you don't have it yet, if you do have it, let me know what your thoughts on the figure are, what your thoughts on the Blackest Night are. I would love to hear from all of you guys. Leave a like if you like this video, dislike if you didn't like it. Nekron will come after you, and subscribe to the channel. I'll have more videos coming up, and I will see you soon. Farewell.